Hey, this is HK PSG1 shooter doing a video on the HK PSG1 and the H&K MSG93. So stay tuned. First gun is the PSG1. This is a .308 caliber. It takes 5 or 20 round box magazines. Weapon has a Harris bipod, has an H&K 21 oversized charging handle, free floated forearm, reinforcing rails that are TIG welded into the sheet metal receiver gives it extra strength. Gun has a rail on the top for mounting scopes or different optics. Has an adjustable trigger shoe. Also has an adjustable set trigger. On normal mode it breaks on 4.5 pounds. Put it on set, take up the first stage and drop it like that and fire. Breaks on 2.5 pounds. This gun has an adjustable buttstock where the height to the scope is adjustable. The length of the stock is adjustable, and the swivel degree is also adjustable. So Leopold 6.5 to 20 by 50 side focus mil dot. The barrel is a Hart 416 stainless steel, .900 at the muzzle. It's a 1 in 12 twist. 95 JGS Palma match chamber, which is of course fluted for proper extraction because it's an H&K. Field stripping this weapon is fairly simple. 2 stock pins, pull them out. They store right here these recesses of the stock because Germans are just brilliant. Comes off. Trigger mechanism and bolt carrier. That's pretty much it. And then as far as the bolt carrier goes, that's it right there. Pretty simple tear down. And again, as I told you, this gun has a set trigger, which this is about 4.5 pound pull right here. I can put it on set, take up the first stage, then hair trigger. So that's pretty much the teardown of this gun. Now usually I don't field strip this gun down this far, but just for the sake of it, just wanted to show you that this forearm here is actually made from aluminum. It's bent and radiused for the shape, and it slides up on this piece here that's called a Trunnion Extension, which actually fills that little gap around the barrel right there, and then it secures in place with Allen screws. But like I said, usually I don't take the forearm off of this gun, but I did that just to show you how it fits on there. And all the welding on this gun I did myself. Those are heliarc welds right there that hold that rail in, and the scope rail here. And so you might be asking me, what does PSG1 stand for? PSG1 is the German acronym for Präzisionsschützengewehr, which means precision marksman's rifle. And that's what the PSG1 is. Now, what we have here is an MSG93, which is actually a custom built gun. It's based on the MSG90 design, which is a 308, and this is actually a 223. It's built very similar to the MSG90 though. So the MSG90 and the PSG1 are both 7.62 or 308. This rifle is a 5.56 or 223. Why a 5.56? Well, you can carry more rounds for the same amount of weight, and sometimes you don't need a 1,000-yard gun. You just need something that can shoot 200 to 300, maybe 500, and the 5.56 is perfect for that. The gun itself is a little bit shorter, it's a little bit lighter weight, a little bit less recoil, so it's a little bit, you know, a little more portable than the PSG1. But much like the PSG1, the MSG93 has a heavy target barrel. This one is 8.75 diameter, a little bit smaller, and it's also 26.5 inches versus the 30 inches on the 308 caliber. This also has a free floated forearm, meaning that the barrel does not touch the forearm anywhere. The only place the barrel makes contact is back here at the receiver. This forearm is actually the factory H&K forearm, which has a nice little rail underneath there that's adjustable, where you can slide your bipod back and forth. It's kind of a nice feature. I did the heliarc welding on the reinforcing rails of this receiver, as well as the scope rail. This rifle takes 20 or 40 round magazines. Like the PSG1, it also has a set trigger and adjustable trigger shoe. The stock is adjustable for height of the comb and length of pull. And it has an oversized H&K 23 charging handle. Teardown is quite similar to the PSG1. Begin by removing the stock pin. And that's pretty much that weapon field stripped. Stock, trigger group, bolt carrier, and barrel and receiver group. Now to further disassemble it, unhook the claw mount, bipod detaches, that's it. As you can see, this gun also has a trunnion extension there at the barrel, which provides more support for the heavier barrel. Reinforcing rails welded into the grooves of the receiver, which also makes this sheet metal receiver a little more rigid, again because you've got such a heavy barrel. The bolt carrier tube has an extension here that has an adapter down inside of it where that forearm attaches. And that's pretty much it for that. So as you can see here, the parts are very similar to the two guns. The 223 and the 308 have different ejectors and hammers and a couple of other parts inside. They're basically the same. The 308 bolt carrier has a separate spring. The 223 has a capture spring, and the 223 is a little shorter. As you can see, the spring is mounted to the stock on the 308 version, or on the 223 it's because it's a capture unit. The receivers are essentially the same. The 308 is a little longer, and of course the barrel for the 308 is a little longer, but other than that, just about the same thing. So reassembly is pretty straightforward. You know, I've heard people bitch about, oh, you have to have a special tool, or be willing to bleed, or have a big screwdriver or a vise to put the bolt back together on an H&K. That's bullshit. You just need to eat your Wheaties. Like I said, this slides back and forth here, but bipod reattaches like so, and secures down. Made in Germany. And the stock pin goes back in. And last but not least, the scope. And if you're wondering what the acronym MSG and MSG93 stands for, stands for Militarian Sharpschützengewehr, which means military sharpshooter's rifle. Reassembly of the PSG1 is pretty much the same. So there you have it, the PSG1 and the MSG93. And one more thing, just to give you an idea of what the standard barrel looks like for the H&K. That's the standard length barrel. That's the target barrel. This is PSG1 Shooter. Until next time, signing off.